What's up, guys? Figured I would do some free music lessons today. Whoever wants to get on and wants to learn something, figured it'd be fun. It's kind of weird because I have to hold my guitar really high. We could do guitar, we could do bass, we could do drums, we could do piano, we could even do ukulele. Give me a song request you want to learn, and we'll get started. And if no one wants any free music lessons, then I guess I'll just play the tracks or something. What's up, Cam? How you doing, man? What's something you want to learn, Cam? Anything I could teach you? I don't know. You're pretty fancy these days. I don't know if there's anything I can teach you. Circle of fifths. Circle of fifths. Well, all right. So the circle of fifths. What's funny is it can also be called the circle of fourths. Basically, how it works is generally it starts with C. Okay, so C is your third fret of your A string, and of course this is your C chord, root, third, fifth, root, third. So because you know with a chord you have a root, a third, and a fifth. So that's how that works with the C. That's C major. So you have a major circle of fifths and you have a minor circle, but most people just learn the major first. And so C has no sharps or flats, meaning when you learn the scale of C, you there's no sharps or flats there. So that's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then it goes back. C, D, E. I lost my place. Sorry. There we go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So there's no sharps or flats, all right? The first key that has a sharp is called G major. Now on guitar, you can just remember this because they're kind of fourths or fifths are like this on guitar, all right? They're always, because guitar is tuned in fifths, so it's kind of the same. The fourths, guitar is tuned in fourths, but you can also think of it as fifths. That's the confusing thing. Um, so yeah. So G is your first sharp key. All right. What does that mean? Well, that means when you play G, you're going to add an F sharp. All right. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. It's really hard to do this not looking at the guitar. Yeah, it is harder to visualize than piano. The reason why is because with piano, you with piano you can see it way more linearly, right? More linear. So like G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That's the thing that's good about piano, Cam, is that when you learn something on piano, you're actually learning the notes. Versus most of the time when guitarists learn something, they're just kind of learning shapes and patterns, like that major scale I just showed you. When I play that on guitar, I'm not actually thinking about the notes that I'm playing. Unfortunately, it's more of just a pattern. So is that a good thing? I don't know, because then I can just replace that same pattern on another chord. Meaning that C and G to me on guitar is like almost the same thing because I'm just playing the same thing once I know the scale. But in reality, the notes are changing. You have what's called an F sharp. with G. So meaning G is the first sharp key, okay? Then it goes to D. D has two sharps. Now the real reason to memorize this, the easiest way to think of it, man, is you just count on your fingers. C, D, E, F, G. All right, that's your five. So meaning C to G is five. Now if you're thinking about it from G, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, D is five from D, G. So that means that D has two sharps. So in the key of D, you can play a D here on the E string on the, what is that, 10th fret? No, 8th fret. That's a C, Barrett. 10th fret is D. When you do that pattern, what I just said, what I just talked about is how guitarists just learn the scale, right? They don't really have to necessarily learn what the notes are in the scale because they just don't. That's just how guitar is designed. With C, I can play it exactly the same way. And even though I'm playing the scale exactly the same way, C has no sharps or flats, while D has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. Now on piano, you have to actually play those two sharps. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. It just goes back to piano is really the ultimate. It really is. It doesn't mean for me it's the most fun to play, but it is the ultimate instrument because it shows you literally everything. You can play bass, you can play chords, you can play melody. You can literally do anything you want with piano. And it's not my favorite instrument. That's not what I mean. But that's why pianists are the elite, man, because they know exactly what they're playing all the time. When bassists and guitarists are usually most of the time guitarists know their root notes. So like E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, right? And then and so on. You know your root notes, but you don't necessarily know that in the key of G you have an F sharp. Not right away. Anyways, it takes a while to learn it. In other words, the circle of fifths. The easiest way to think of it is it's fifths. Okay, so C is one, G is C is zero, sharps or flats. G is one sharp, F sharp, meaning that in the key of G you have an F sharp, G A B C D E F sharp G. In the key of D you have two sharps, D E F sharp, G A B C sharp D. And then so D E F G A. The next sharp is A. You have three sharps. Okay, A B C sharp D E F sharp G sharp A. Those are the three sharps. So if I play that chord scale, that's what I get. A B C sharp D E F sharp G sharp A. B C sharp D E F sharp G sharp A. What's funny is, here's what's funny, okay? You don't have to necessarily memorize that unless you're going to teach it, right? Because you know the scale. If you know the scale, you don't have to know the notes inside the scale. That's the funny part, right? It's a weird conundrum. If I know the pattern, I don't necessarily have to know. Now, what the circle of fifths really does do for you though is it helps you know what chords are going to work well together if you're trying to go from one chord to the next or if you're trying to modulate. So say you're in the key of C major and you're playing around in the key of C major and you want to go in the key of G major. Well, you can use G major's five chord to go into G, and you know that's going to sound good because the key of G and the key of C are right next to each other on the circle of fifths. So that's one of the main reasons people use it is because they use it because they know that they're what's called closely related keys, meaning the notes inside their scale or their key are very closely related. C is C D E F G A B C. G is G A B C D E F sharp G, meaning it's only one note difference. Is there any way to practice what you were playing? Is there any way to practice like you were playing with other people while actually playing by yourself? I've only ever been able to play alone. I don't understand the question. Is there any way to practice like you're playing with other people? Backing tracks, man. Yeah, that's the answer to that. But not 100% just because, when you're playing with people, there's that awesome natural like humanistic quality about it where like if I was in a band I wouldn't know how to interact. Interesting. Well, the first answer to that question would be or question to that question would be, what instrument are you talking about? Because each instrument has its own job. So, it depends on what instrument you're talking about. So, what instrument are you talking about? Piano. Well, the lame thing about that is I can't say I've ever been in a situation, which you know me, professionally, I'm a drummer, right? I've never been in a situation where the pianist just wasn't a beast. I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, when you're playing in a band as a pianist, you're usually a beast because you know you're a pianist, you know you're the elite, you know all the chords. Like if someone says major seven, they're thinking of a shape, and you're over there thinking, I know all the notes that are inside this chord. I know different voicings for this chord. I'm a beast. And I say that as a joke, but I also say that because, like, as a pianist, like, you kind of do have to know your crap to play with other people, just because they're not going to wait on you to like learn chord changes and crap. So there is a little bit of a prerequisite to playing with other people when it comes to piano. And the main thing, yeah, I understand. The main thing, though, and this is what I tell my piano people when I teach in here, if your goal is to become a classical pianist, then you need to work on that. You need to learn how to read sheet music and you need to start from there. If your goal is to just learn how to play piano, you don't actually have to know how to read sheet music. I'll tell people that all day long because it's true. Now, any of my piano students that I start here, I always start with sheet music first, and then we might go into charts or whatever else. Meaning that on piano, you can learn how to play chords, right? And you can learn how to change from chord to chord. So at the end of the day, it's the same thing as guitar, honestly. You just like on guitar, you learn songs, and that teaches you how to change from chord to chord, right? Well, chord changes are literally one of the most important parts about playing any instrument that has chords. So you just learn lots of different songs, and that gets you used to changing to different chords because different keys work with different chords. Like if you're playing in the key of G, you're going to see a whole lot of G, C, A minor, D minor, B minor, D, and G, because those are the chords that are going to work well with the key of G. Meaning, if you're playing a piano and it's in the key of G, you're going to get used to moving from that chord to that chord to that chord to that chord. And then the next step would be inversions. So learning your inversions. When it comes to piano, man, that's what I recommend. Like I get students practicing stuff like you know, I get students practicing stuff like Let It Be, C, G, A minor, F. And that's a good place to start. And then when you're ready to move on past that, maybe get into a song that's in G, and practice G. What you got to memorize, Kim, is you got to memorize your 1, 4, and 5. If you memorize your 1, 4, and 5 in any key, you're pretty good. So if you're in G, it goes back to the fingers, okay? G, A, B, C. C is your 4, 5 is your G. D, I mean. So if I'm playing G and I want to go to my 4 chord, G, A, B, C. C. Now you learn how to do that different ways. You can play triad and fifth here. You can play octave and triad here. You can do all kinds of things. You can do inversions and octave. Okay, so there's all kinds of different what we call voicings, meaning a C, E, G is the C chord no matter how you do it. That's why on piano it's much more difficult than just, hey, play a C chord, because maybe I want a C chord up here. Maybe I want a C chord in the middle. Maybe I want a C chord down here. You have to make that decision. So say you're playing G and you want a C. I can also do an inversion. That's a C inversion or C/G. So I don't mean to throw so many options at you, but in reality, that's kind of music, right? Whatever song you're playing is going to have whatever chords. Those chords are going to teach you those changes. And the more changes you know, the more you're getting used to those changes. And then the more you get used to changes, the more comfortable you'll be playing with anyone. Because once you're comfortable with changes, then you can add notes like the second note in the chord. That always sounds good. So if you're playing a G, add an A in there. Or if you're playing a C, add a D. Technically, that's called a 9, right? 9s sound great. Or do what I do all the time, practice playing melody in this hand and practice changing chords in this hand. But also going back to your band question, I mean, there's just so many different things that goes into that. Like, what type of music is the band playing? Like, dude, when it comes to any gig, you just got to be prepared. That's what rehearsal is. Like, you know, if it's a jazz gig, then studying pop music ain't going to help you very much. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. What kind of band is it? What kind of music is it? Like, it's kind of a never-ending question when it comes to music. Uh, I've been practicing about 2 hours every day. It's a lot to learn. I've mostly been practicing melodies in the right hand, chords in the left. Good. Like I said, dude, 1, 4, and 5, man, and then 6. Here's what you got to remember about music, okay? Most songs in any key are going to be based around the 1, the 4, and the 5, and the minor 6. Okay? So it depends. Just give me a key. Give me a key. It doesn't even matter what it is. Just give me a key that you want to play your song inside of. Wrong note. Okay, A. Well, that means A is your 1 chord. Well, the first thing you want to be able to do is you want to know that where to do that in many places. So on guitar, open chord, bar chord, you know, D shape, C shape. That goes back to the caged method. I could teach that, but that's kind of a whole lesson all on its own. It basically just means that you learn how to play an A in many different places on guitar. Just it's kind of the same concept as learning how to play an A in many different octaves on the piano. And not only octaves, but different inversions eventually too. Like, dude, just going with just an A chord and just practicing A, C sharp, E, C sharp, E, A, C sharp. Just getting used to that, okay? So just A by itself takes time, you know? Now, if we want to do 1, 4, 5, and A, then we need to know a little bit about our key of A. A, B, C sharp, D. Well, D is our 4 chord. Meaning that if you're playing around, then you know a 4 chord is going to sound good. Okay? And then if we keep going, A, B, C sharp, D, E. E is your 5 chord. Okay, that's really important to know. Always know the 5 chord in whatever key you're playing in. This is called 1, 4, and 5. All right. So 1, 4, 1, and 5. Now, here's the thing. Most of the time in music, we'll add a 6 in there for good measure. Okay. What does that mean? A, B, C, D, E, F. Actually, that wasn't technically right. F sharp minor is what it would be in the key of A. All right, so you do the 2nd fret, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. So that's F sharp minor. What does that mean? Well, that means I know that automatically A, D, E, and F sharp minor are going to sound good in this key. Okay, that's awesome. Well, that means I can, if I'm just playing around, I can just kind of play around with those chords. And believe me, dude, that's how songs are written. Not the only way. But, and of course, songs don't stay in the same key all the time because that's boring. So now if I'm improvising, I know I can go to an A and I can play around with an A major. That's just scales. You just don't play it like a scale, you play it like music, you know? Bad daggum, Barret. So yeah, I mean that's just an example. 1, 4, 5, and 6, man. So like that works in any key, okay? If you're in the key of G, G, A, B, C. C is 4. G A B C D is 5. So there's your 1 4 5, and then your 6 will be E minor. So that would be 6 5 1. You know, this is how musicians operate all day long, man. It's pretty simple, honestly, once you kind of know the secrets, especially when it comes to improvising and learning chords and stuff like that. Thanks for your questions, Cam. That was a lot of fun. I can literally keep teaching on here till like 4. So whoever wants to learn something, whoever's got some questions for me, I'm planning on doing this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Might do it a lot more eventually when I have free time. Let's play some bass. Let's play some bass. Probably tune. What's up, guys? Free music lessons, drums, guitar, bass, piano. Hit me up. You got any question? You want to learn something? Want to learn a song? Tell me what song it is. We'll check it out. We'll learn it. I'm just kind of playing around until I have any other questions. Cam gave us a lot of good suggestions and questions. This is not a bass tuner. It's so funny that when you try to tune a bass with a guitar tuner, because they read all the different sympathetic frequencies, harmonic. What am I looking for? Oh, I know what I'm saying. I just can't remember what it's called. Yeah, anyone's got any other questions? Anything else they want me to know? What's up? What's up? What's up, Easy? Free music lessons, brother. Guitar, drums, bass, piano. Hit me up with a song. Hit me up with a concept you want to talk about. Yeah, what's up, man? Say he's got a guitar question. Hit me up with that guitar question, brother. I'll take that. Okay. The question is, all right, a fingerstyle arrangement for "I'd Rather Be with You" by Bootsy Collins. Let's check this out. I love these. This is what I do all day long, man. This is the random kind of requests like that. This is what I help students with all the time. I'd rather be with you. What it's called, right? Yeah, Bootsy Collins. Let me listen to it. Let's listen to it. Actually, I can't listen to it, can I? I'll try my best. Let's see what we can do here. Well, fingerstyle arrangement. Well, it's a funky kind of soul kind of tune. So pop and slap kind of deal, I'd say. I mean, you can make it kind of fingerstyle, but generally fingerstyle is kind of like a chill, like more like silent night kind of deal. You know, I mean, you can do it. It'd be kind of harder to pull it off just because of the articulations you're really kind of looking for. Let's see what we got here. So we got A minor over C. So D, E minor. Okay. Well, the first question would be, where do you play that, right? First question would be, where do you play that? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? So A minor, C, D minor is kind of the main thing. I think it was like I. Let's see. Let's listen to the melody. I'd rather be with you. Well, you would take the melody and you would look at the chords. So the chords would be A minor. Rather be with you. Hmm, that's different. Okay, so I wanna be a Newton. So I'd rather be a Newton. Dun, 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 dun. So I don't know, man. Yeah, you did the work on that, wouldn't you? I'd rather be with you. So the main sauce behind that would be A minor, D, and E minor. So We got this whole A minor. Oh, okay. Thank you. A minor 7. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Yeah. I know. That's the hard part, right? So you have to find out how to do it, how to make it work. I would say the first thing to do would just be kind of what I'm doing now. Just kind of get a feel for it, just kind of play around with it. Meaning just kind of play around with the fingers and kind of just kind of play with it a little bit. Because the melody has to be on the higher end somehow, um, obviously. But just get comfortable with the chord changes because the biggest thing that people don't take into consideration when they're thinking about music is the idea that chords happen for a certain amount of time. That's really important. That's like literally one of the most important things in music. In a song, how long does a chord last? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. I didn't count that right, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and. So you have to figure out how to make those chord changes still kind of happen at the right time. That's why I was saying it's more of like a pop and slap kind of deal. Because you're trying to get that kind of funky. Unless you're just trying to like you said, an arrangement doesn't have to be the same style. I don't know. It's like I'd rather be with you. And that open E is definitely where that happens on the E minor. See, what you have to figure out is you have to figure out what note hits with what chord. It's kind of just what's already there, isn't it? It's kind of like what already's there. Yeah. So you have the high A for the I just one would be the F sharp, which is what's on the high part of the D. And then you do the pinky, be with you for the E minor. That kind of works. That's kind of what I came up with, anyways. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you think about that, but that's kind of what I came up with, anyways. Something like that. I definitely have to dig into that deeper. Obviously, I have to listen to the song and kind of learn where the melody and the chords kind of meet, like what note inside the chord is in the melody. That's really important when it comes to that kind of stuff. If you want to be like, get it super, super good. Yeah. So basically, you're just kind of got lucky because you're just taking the highest note in that chord on guitar anyway. So the A minor or A7, whatever, A minor 7. You just take that high E string and then just the highest note on the D. Just put that pinky in there for that be with, and then you. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I'm no finger style expert. That's for sure. I know a lot of the stuff everyone knows. The funny thing about me is I actually learned finger style with two fingers when I first started. And so the funny thing is that's how I still sound and feel the best when I play finger style is just two fingers, which I know is like against the finger style gods. Yeah, it'd be much more playable on piano. Hmm. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, some songs are just, like I was saying from the very beginning, some songs are just better for certain things, because I mean, you have to realize that the song was written for an original intent in the first place. That's art for you, right? There's always intent behind art, and so when we start to like go against the grain of that intent, sometimes it doesn't always work out in our favor. But it's a cool exercise to take anything and put it in any kind of style. But that means you might have to alter it a little bit too, you know. Like if you're going to do a true arrangement of that, you'd probably want to alter it a bit, you know. Like you maybe make it slower and more like. Because you could do A minor bar chord, uh, D bar chord, and then E minor bar chord. That's that minor third there. So yeah, anyone else got any other questions, things they want me to talk about, maybe help out with, things you're struggling with, guitar, drums, bass, piano? I don't get this guitar. It's get this really weird buzzing spell every now and then. He's a cute little Fender, but he's good for teaching. He's good for teaching. That's the main thing he's good for. No, it's a pretty sounding guitar. Oh, you're from Greece? All right, yeah. What's your song request, bro? Greece is cool, man. I dig the history and all that, antiquity. I'd love to go there with my wife sometime when I retire or whatever, and I know she would too. Check out all the ruins and all the old stuff. What do we got now? Let's check out this. Chords only, yes sir. No result there. Let me look it up on YouTube. So we start out with an E. So it's E minor to D major. E minor to D major. E minor to D major. Yep. Yeah, it might have been. There was some changes there. There was definitely some changes there in that B section, but it's mostly just E minor, D major. But then you kind of get into that like there might have been like a minor in there somewhere. But yeah, the meat of it was E minor to D major. So man, if you're ever trying to figure out chords, man, just listen to bass. Bass notes. Bass notes are what give you the root note of the chord, and that's what's going to help you figure it out. But yeah, it definitely changes right there. Da, 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 da. It might go to like C or something. D major. Yeah, it goes back and forth between C major and D major, doesn't it? D major right here. Maybe like something weird there. It goes to like an E to like a C to A. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, something like that, man. Hope that helped. But yeah, the meat of it's just E minor to D. Because they're basically going down that. They're basically going down that idea there. E D C B A. Kind of almost an A minor territory. But yeah, fun stuff. Definitely gonna get demonetized though now. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably will though. All right, guys. If there's no more questions, I might just get off here. I've been on here for a good almost hour now, 45 minutes. But yeah, I might start doing this more often if you guys are interested. As you know, I do this anyways as a job, but when I have open sessions, I like to help out if I can, do some YouTube stuff. Thanks, Cam and Easy E, for your questions today. I appreciate it. And I think that's about all I'm going to do today. And so I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.